Hi, this is Michael Cole from NintendoWorldReport.com. I'm here with two guys from the Yooka-Laylee team, Playtonic's upcoming 3D platformer. We have Steve Males, who is you're the artistic director.
Character art director. That's
Character art.
that's my title.
Also very small.
And we also have Grant Kirkhope, who's responsible for me having Glitter Gulch mine stuck in my head for the last 3 days.
Yeah. How's that go?
That's it.
Yeah.
Nice interview here. That's the end of the interview. No, but seriously, guys. I mean, you guys have come a long way over the last year. The company's really grown. Just what has been like working on this project and seeing this new team grow? What's the general atmosphere on the team right now?
It's great. The atmosphere is fantastic. Like you say, the Kickstarter backers were so fantastic. They've turned us from 6 people making a game of relatively small scope into 20 people. A proper studio making the game we've always wanted to make for the past few years, so it's fantastic.
And also, it's just like Banjo Tooie was yesterday, and Yooka-Laylee is today, and those years they've just haven't existed. And the piss taking's exactly the same. With the jokes we told back then, are exactly the same. We still have the same nicknames to call each other. Nothing's changed. It's like we're still as daft as we ever were. So it's really good fun to get back to that nonsense again. You know?
I was going to say, folks who follow you guys on Twitter, you guys kind of have a little bit of a rivalry going on.
I wanted to say to Grant, I think the Californian lifestyle, it's really suiting him, because this guy is actually 60 next week. You wouldn't believe it,
You
would
cheeky
you?
bugger.
Oldest man in video games.
That's right, yeah. Me and Ken Ralston. Remember him? No. Yes, but it's like... obviously, me being in California is like way better because it's really sunny and great, and it's really windy and rainy and rubbish in the Midlands. So it's quite nice to remind them every day that I'm sat in the sunshine and they're freezing the balls off. So that's quite good. That's a never-ending source of amusement.
I mean, there's a sense of a snarky or sensibility to the writing in Yooka-Laylee as well as the previous ones. What's the writing process like? I mean, I'm sure you have a lead writer, but is there kind of a group punching up of the script, so to speak, as the game evolves?
No, not really. Most of the writing is done by Andy Robinson. Gav chips in as well, Gav Price, the studio head, but a lot of the funny quips and the puns will come from Andy.
Yeah, but Andy's just copying what we originated in the good old days. He's just a hack, Andy. So no, I think that all people always ask that question about where did the human come from? It just came from the team interaction. Right, we used to shout them down the corridor all day long at each other, all the usual silly jokes that we still do now, and that humour just bled into the game, into Banjo-Kazooie, and it's no different now, right? It's the same old nonsense that we've done for the last 20 years, and Andy's picked up on it, and he's I could think our humour was a little bit kind of exclusive to us at the time, and I think it's quite nice that Andy's got really tuned in with it. He's really, everything he writes is like, we're all right, that's just what we'd say, so it's good to have that thing happening, but it really just is, it is a case of the people that made that game just got along, right? We just all got along, most of us, apart from the odd one or two, who we know, which may remember nameless, so it just is that all over again. So it's great fun,
So talking more about the game itself, Yooka-Laylee, it's a classic N64 era platform, but you guys are updating. What's your general design philosophy? What are you trying to capture from the original games? What do you have 10, 15 years of knowledge you can put into this now. Where do you think the blend is?
It's very much about trying to capture the look and the feel of the older games. I mean, we have 80,000 fantastic Kickstarter backers who have backed very much a spiritual successor. I can never say that word.
I know, it's because you're from the Midlands.
A spiritual successor of Banjo-Kazooie, and we're not suddenly going to change direction, shy away from that. So we're not happy just to trade on nostalgia, though. We do have some new features there, features like expandable worlds, where, because the fully expanded worlds are so big, we start out with a more manageable chunk of world, and then when you've got enough pages, if you want, you can expand the world then, so you see at its full size, or you've got the choice of moving on to a new world. So it's about player choice, as is the tonics, which are basically gameplay modifiers, and you can buy your moves in any order, things like that. You don't have to, there is no set path of buying moves.
Before getting into too much detail, Steve, which is very dull, I should just say to be the I think that it's not just a retro game, right? That's not what it's about. It was about like Steve says, capturing that feeling and just bringing it up to date again, so that naturally, because the things are more powerful, it looks better, it's going to sound better, all that stuff's just going to naturally happen, right? But it is just about picking the bits out of our games of yesteryear and bringing those bits back. And I did the new stuff that hopefully he's a better artist than he was in 1995. Well, I can't guarantee it. And I hope I'm a better composer than I was in 1990, whatever year it was, 19, I don't know, 19 something. So like, I think naturally we're better at what we do, but we can still but we still remember how it was to do that back then, right? So hopefully we get that kind of smashing together of all that stuff, so you just get this kind of package of like lots of nice nostalgia with lots of great new bits that are going to get people excited. So it's about trying to get all that happening at the same time, right?
What is the collaborative process? I mean, you're out here, you're working on music. You also have a couple other folks, right, working on some of the music,
right?
Like David Wise, and,
right.
And so you have the artwork, you have the music, you have the gameplay. Is there kind of an iterative process? What's kind of the feedback loop that goes on?
Yeah, but I think games always work like that, right? You always iterate all the time. So like I tend to write. Like I work because I'm a freelance composer, right? I do work for other people at the same time. So I've started writing stuff like maybe sending the first 16 bars and saying, is this in the right direction? And then you can kind of continue. Rather than write a whole piece and go, it's crap, because normally Steve will moan all the time, like, oh yeah, it doesn't sound like the old Banjo-Kazooie days. It sounds a bit, no, it's not quite right. I know it doesn't suit the level. It's not quite, the same old.
You have to put him in his place.
Yeah.
You can't give him he's brilliant straight away, because he's got such a big head if that happens.
No, you see, Steve thinks he's an audio director, and he's always thought he's an audio director. Like the amount of trouble I had with him at Rare was ridiculous,
He
So
gave you so many pointers in the old days, without me and Ed there.
And they were all wrong.
You wouldn't have had a clue. You didn't know what to do.
I mean, what can I say? It's just disgraceful behaviour. But yeah, so I think it's that kind of, for music-wise, I guess for art.
Yeah, it's the same with art. Like you'll have like a 2D concept, and you'll get it okayed before you plough into it. Because as soon as you plough into 3D and finalising it, if it's not right at the end, you've like wasted 15 or 20 days. So it's just seeing that thing that somebody's going in the right direction, and then everything falls into place after that.
But also, what you need to remember is that Steve's only ever created one character in his life. It's called Dead-Eye Dick, and that character has been used for every single character Steve's ever done in his entire career. So all he does is he gets it out of the closet, dusts it off a little bit, reskins it, and Bob's your uncle.
He never existed.
I don't know how you can say that.
He never existed.
Disgraceful. I can't believe you can stand there and lie to everybody.
All I can think of, it might have been Pit Prop Pete. Do you remember him?
I remember Pit Prop Pete.
And yeah, I only ever did his trousers, I think. He never got finished.
You see, this is the kind of lies that you don't expect to hear from somebody of this stature, really. It's disgraceful behaviour.
Well, it is true that you've basically reinvented Mr. Pants here with the trouser, but, whatever.
What?
Yeah, so, I guess Steve's been very lucky. He's managed to put a pair of googly eyes on the same character for the last 20 years. What can I say? Well, of course, I've moved on to write brilliant music, of course, but Steve's a bit behind.
Just stuck in the past.
Stuck in the past, yeah.
So a little bit of the nuts and bolts, if you will.
All right.
I mean, you guys have stayed pretty close to schedule. It's kind of impressive. It's only 3 months slip basically from your initial. What do you think has allowed the team to stay pretty much on target with their original vision and schedule?
I think because we've been making this game before, for years, so we kind of know what we need in every department. And with, Chris Sutherland, who does the programming, he's also really good at scheduling out the game. So he's been working closely on that to make sure we're in scope. So it's just experience.
But also, I think it's hugely important to something that I've learned over the last few years being a freelance composer. A lot of people get the scope wrong, and that generally kills the game, right? So how many games come out these days that come out and you've got a massive update at the start, it plays awfully, they have to update it and make it better. Scope is a game killer, right, without a doubt. So I think that what we've learned over the years, hopefully, is that to get the scope right, because it's too easy to go, we can do this and this and this and this, and you never make it right. And at the end of the game, you pull all the great features out of the game because you can't make it right, which is a ridiculous idea. So I think that we've hopefully learned that lesson, that overscoping always kills the game. Mm-hmm. And the game has been put back a little bit, but not much, right? I think that we could have released it in October if we wanted to, but I think it wouldn't have been the game that we want it to be. And I think for us to dismiss my 3 months is not much. And I think the fans understand that, they want to play the best game, right? So they'll forgive you that 3 months, because they're going to go. We understand that. Like,
yeah, people say they've been waiting for 15 years for a game.
Yeah,
like
what's
this,
3 months, right?
So we spend a few more months polishing and iterating, making a good game into a great game. Hopefully they'll forgive us for that.
I look at Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie missed by miles, and it was like supposed to be about Christmas, came out in the summertime, but it was better for it, right? So I think that. I don't think we're that concerned about that. I think, and also because we've got no corporate person hanging over our shoulders, going, it has to be out on that day. We can put it on when we feel like it, right? When it's right. So that to us is way more important than rushing it out to satisfy some shareholders for some big corporate people. Sure. When Playtonic are their own bosses, right? They can do what they like. So obviously they'll be held to the fans of the game and the Kickstarter backers, but at the same time, we know that they're going to be way grateful that the game's a bit late. It's going to be awesome, right?
All right, don't only have 5 minutes left. So there's a little bit of a lightning round here. So, multi-platform. It's a new multi-platform format for you. Right? You guys are used to making it for one platform. So, what has the dynamic been between you and your publisher working out? Is there any big hurdles that you guys have run into, or has it been pretty smooth?
It's not really my department, but I can say Team 17 have been great. Really great with advice on the business and advice, because obviously they do lots of multi-platform games all the time, so their advice has been brilliant. Yeah,
but also don't forget that, like, the good thing about Unity is you make one game on the PC, right, and then Unity goes, it fits every console, so it's not like you're making a separate version for every console. You make one version at the start, Unity handles the rest of it.
I'm sure it's not that easy, Graham.
It is that easy, I'm sure. You just click a little button. It's
like those are the details.
It's just like F-mod. You never heard of F-mod, have you? It's just like that, I'm sure. Anyway.
I got to ask this question. You delayed it, to first quarter next year. There's another game that was delayed until first quarter next year, and that was because it's a multi-platform supporting NX. Is there any talk at all about perhaps also supporting one more platform, the new Nintendo NX?
Oh, who knows?
Well, we're focused on what we said for the Kickstarter. That was Wii U, PC, PS1, Xbox One, and PS4.
Yeah, N64, SNES, NES, and the original Game Boy.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the Game Boy version.
We need to gag this guy. He's going to get his into
and also the Spectrum and the C64, Commodore 64.
I'll come into Virtual Console. Well, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Good luck on the project. I'm really looking forward to it.
Surely you appreciate my time much more than you appreciate Steve's time, because Steve's a bit,
Well, you are the one with 50,000 Twitter followers.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, yesterday 50,000. You see. Thank you for Twitter followers. At Grant Kirkup. Follow me. Don't follow Steve.
So you can find out more at playtonicgames.com. Did I get that right?
Yes.
And GrantKirkup.com. And at Grant Kirkup Twitter.
And
Facebook.
And of course at NintendoWorldReport.com.
Of course, with our friend here.